good afternoon and welcome to Gradeup. My name is Abhishek Singh and I welcome you all in this session. And that is going to be a really crucial session and very important also related to the current affairs as well as related to the state which has been in the news since last few months, in fact since last few years, right? Continuously since 2015, right, when the Naga Peace Accord, the very delayed Naga Peace Accord that was finally signed, and in 2018 we just got to know that it was declared by the leaders of the Nagaland separatist movement that the government was willing to have the provisions of shared sovereignty, right? The provisions of the shared sovereignty. And guys, from that point onwards, okay, from that point onwards, the Nagaland that started getting disturbed once again. Okay, so welcome everybody, a very good afternoon. My name is Abhishek Singh and I welcome you all here. Good afternoon Tanvi, good afternoon Charan, and welcome to the class, guys. Just do share this class with your friends as well now. And guys, this is my brief introduction. You can just read it out. My name is here and I have been guiding the aspirants since 2017. And these are my UPSC credentials. So anyways, let's come straight to the topic here. So what is this context? What is the context of this news? Recently, what happened that in the beginning of this month, right? I think on the, not the beginning, but the end of the June, right? On 30th June, in fact, the Ministry of the Home Affairs, it actually notified that the area comprising the whole of Nagaland is in such a disturbed and dangerous condition that the use of the armed forces in the aid of the civil power is necessary. Doesn't it seem very formal language, right? Actually, guys, this was the extension of already going on AFSPA, already going on the AFSPA Act in Nagaland, right? So the 6 months since the December, they were about to be over, right? And that is why this further extension, the further expansion that was proclaimed. So we will try to understand in this lecture that what is the meaning of AFSPA, why has this been in the news for now, and what are the major informations related to this particular act. All right. So guys, what happens that the Disturbed Area Special Courts Act 1976, that talks about the disturbed area. That means which government can declare the particular area as the disturbed, or which government can at least insist on the recommendation to implement the AFSPA. That is, the state government, both the state government as well as the central government, both of them can insist upon the implementation of the AFSPA. Before that, it has to be declared as a disturbed area. All right, it has to be declared as a disturbed area. So basically, the Nagaland Chief Minister, Nephew Rio, he met the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, and then he suggested to extend this implementation, which was already going on, right? From the last year only, it is already going on. So this was further decided to be extended. All right, further decided to be extended. Now, let us learn that what is AFSPA. Armed Forces, right? Armed Forces Special Powers Act. What is that? Okay, so RC Sharma, yes, definitely Tanvi is quite consistent, and that's why she performs quite great in the quiz, etc. and in fact everything, right? So let us see the meaning of AFSPA. So guys, Armed Forces Special Powers Act that was passed in 1958. It is an act of parliament that grants special powers to the Indian Armed Forces the power to maintain public order in the disturbed areas. So once again, we can say in very simple language, in a very simple word, what can we say? That special powers given to the army, under which the army will ensure to maintain the public order in the disturbed areas. Or we can say that the normal civil administration is unable to handle that region. That is why the army is given the charge of that. Okay. Now, what else AFSPA do? The AFSPA gives armed forces the power to prohibit the gathering of 5 or more people. That means, guys, we all know that we have the CRPC 144, popularly called as Dhara 144 or Section 144. So under that also the similar type of orders can be passed by the district magistrate, isn't it? By the district magistrate. Here what happens under the AFSPA rule 3rd, the armed forces are having the power to prohibit any gathering of 5 or more people in a disturbed area. And not just that, army gets the power even to scrutinize any person moving or roaming in that area, even with the use of the force. And if force is not enough, the army can even open the fire. Right? So in Jammu and Kashmir also we have seen several such incidents, right, where the army people are actually blamed by the locals that they are unnecessarily harassing in the name of AFSPA, or they are unnecessarily abusing their powerful position, right? Similarly, you might have seen that in the Manipur there was a very famous incident, in fact very famous episode of one of the longest running hunger strikes in the world, conducted by Irom Sharmila. Okay, Irom Sharmila. So in that hunger strike, she was also against the implementation of the AFSPA in Manipur, right? So guys, this has been consistently a question in the eyes of the lawmakers as well as the common citizens, that whether this type of provision which gives extraordinary powers to the army, whether it is correct or not. Okay, so tell me your opinion in the chat box, in the comment box, guys, that what do you think? Like the army having such special and such extraordinary extended powers, should it be justifiable or should it be condemned and removed from those areas? Just simple opinion, and please, it is not any political motto, so guys, be very objective in this particular statement. Now, AFSPA also enables the security personnel to arrest a person or enter and search the premises without a warrant. So guys, forceful assessment can be done. Okay, even fire can be opened. Then forcefully premises can be entered forcefully and searched without any warrant. Possession of the firearms is totally banned, not for the army personnel but for the common citizens. Anyhow, anywhere, they cannot bear any gun or any other firearms, right? So guys, apart from the whole of Nagaland, currently it is in force in Assam and some parts of Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh, and this was revoked in Meghalaya on the 1st April 2008, right? It's also implemented in the Jammu and Kashmir region, right? So guys, what do you think about it? Like, should it be allowed, right? Should it be allowed, or should it be prohibited in the name of abusing the ordinary human rights or the general human rights that we have. Maybe a committee should be appointed every year to revise the act from time to time. Charan, revise the act from time to time, or rather to revise the implementation from time to time, right? Achha, one more thing you can see, that usually the states located in the frontier areas, they are more tended to have the AFSPA, right? In fact, Punjab also had AFSPA, right? Punjab also had AFSPA up to 1997, my dear, 1997, right? Not completely, but in certain parts. So it does indicate that if the state is a frontier state, it has the issues of the terrorism or extremism, then there are provisions, then there are the, you can say, pondering over the implementation of AFSPA, right? So in this paper cutting, you can simply see in very brief that what is the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So introduced in 1958, it confers the member of the Armed Forces special powers to rein in the suspects in areas declared disturbed on accounts of insurgent activities, right? In Manipur, it has been in the force since 1980, and it has alleged excesses committed under the AFSPA. That is why Irom Sharmila, she started hunger strike. Guys, see, it is not about saying anything bad about our brave army people or our own citizens of the country. It is about the human nature, right? Human nature. That suppose if I am getting irritated because of the behavior of some children who live beside my house, let's suppose. So what will I do? I will develop an irritance and a tendency to scold those children, right? If anyhow they are passing by me, even if they are passing by normally, right? So this is how the behavioral pattern of any individual, even in the army or in any general life also, this is how it can be, it can be defined. So therefore, it allows any commissioned officer, warrant officer, and non-commissioned officer or any other person of equivalent rank to what? To fire upon or the use force against any person in the contravention of any law, arrest the suspicious people without any warrant, destroy any structure suspected to house an arms dump shelter from which the armed attacks are made or likely to be made, conduct the searches without warrants for the evidence and to recover a wrongfully confined person or property or the arms and explosives. And my dear, AFSPA bars the prosecution or proceedings except with the center's nod against personnel for the action committed while exercising the powers. That means, if suppose AFSPA is implemented and you are a commissioned officer, you are a captain of the army, and you take certain action against some people, they are not sure to be guilty, but you have the suspect on that. Guys, trust me, without the permission of the central government, local courts or the local governments, they cannot do anything against you. They cannot do anything against you. Why? Because the AFSPA that provides you so much of power, right? So much of power. That is why, my dear, AFSPA is being protested by the ordinary citizens in those areas. Right? So Gokul says that if the state is in chaos, then AFSPA should be implemented, right? Otherwise, the armed forces should be vigilant with public given relaxations. Very good, very balanced, Gokul. Tanvi says that need of the time which needs the continuous assessment of situation and those clauses which can have the maximum scope to be abused should be removed. Long-term imposition of any such act, they may lead to the unjustified and biased actions of officers. Definitely, definitely, Tanvi and Charan, you are both correct, in fact. So this is the pattern, right? This is the pattern actually which is being followed, okay? So that's why I'm saying that due to the prolonged implementation, this type of tendency has taken place where you are not so confident that whether what is being done by the army is that correct, is that justiciable, or is that non-justiciable, right? So that is what the matter of concern is. Anyways, some features, some features of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, right? So the implementation is possible only when a state government or the central government declares the area as disturbed area. Guys, I hope that you are getting the hint that from where the questions can be asked. That consider the following statements. Statement number 1, the AFSPA that was passed as a parliamentary act in the year 1958, right, to tackle with the unrest created in the northeastern states. Absolutely fine. Statement number 2, that it can be implemented by the recommendation of the central government, by the recommendation of the governor to the central government, via an executive order or via an executive intimidation. So right, second statement in that case will be wrong. Okay. So currently it is being implemented in the states of Assam, Nagaland, most of the Manipur, some part of Arunachal, and some part of obviously Jammu and Kashmir, right? And some famous commissions related to AFSPA, which can be very exam oriented commissions, like Justice Santosh Hegde Commission, right? Justice Jeevan Reddy Commission, all right? And the most famous case, that was Irom Sharmila Chanu versus state, all right? So basically we can say that Armed Forces Special Powers Act that has been in the contention since a long period of time. Many states they have implemented it, right? And most of these are from the northeastern parts only, right? Got it? So have a look on that. Have a look on this one. So this is the map here, and we are currently talking about Nagaland. Right, we are currently talking about Nagaland, right? And we all know that in Nagaland, when N. Ravi was the governor of Nagaland, so he had facilitated one peace talk, and therefore the Great Naga Accord that had taken place in 2015. However, certain conditions of those are such that the accord that could not be opened even till today, right? So that is why it is a very crucial to understand, right? Very crucial that the areas of the northeast, how significant they are for the security purpose. Okay, for the security purpose. Now, moving further, the famous judgment which was given by the Supreme Court in 2016, what was that? That the judgment did not permit the armed forces to use excessive force on the citizens. Okay, so if such excessive forces leads to death, the inquiry must be thoroughly done with an independent body. That means neither army will be conducting that nor the state government will be conducting that, rather an independent body will be conducting that. All right. Now, second thing, the rule book of the do's and don'ts in the operation will apply whether it is militants or terrorist or anybody. So if you are not supposed to kill somebody in the point blank range, so you will not kill that person in the point blank range. All right. Yes, you can shot at that person to make him or her injured, or at least make him or her as not so dangerous. Okay, that is a simple or simpler method in fact. Right. Good afternoon, Chandra. After so many months, I think you are back in the class. Very good. Then, talking about the further changes, so armed forces personnel will face the criminal prosecution in such cases of the unjustified death. Now, guys, this has become the bone of contention between the government and the opposition, or the government and the army. What is that? Why is this that bone of contention? See, army people basically they want more degree of liberty and more degree of the freedom in their dispatch of the duty. Right? They don't think much about the long-term consequences. Rather, they are more bothered about the overall impact on the strength of our country. Therefore, personal things they are not able to think about. But my dear, if you're not able to think about the personal loss and the personal grief, so, and if you're not able to feel that and you are going to kill somebody, so it is your fault, na? So what will be the result? That the people of the armed forces, if they killed somebody intentionally, okay, intentionally, trust me guys, right, they will have to compensate. They have to compensate. Achha, in this thing, one also we need to note down that it can't cite the AFSPA to claim the immunity from all that is done in the lawful discharge to the official duty. Okay, so that means what? That you cannot say that, boss, it was AFSPA, so that's why I got emotional and I just shot him dead. It cannot be said. You can never give an excuse that AFSPA was implemented, so that is why I was not in a very relaxed mood, so I just shot him dead. Still, you have to give the record of almost every incident that you have done. All right, everyone. So that is I think very much clear to all of you that what is the judgment related to AFSPA and what are the various aspects related to AFSPA. All right, now, so guys, now I'm going to give you a sample question. I hope that you guys are getting the questions for the mains and you are not wasting that question at least. Okay, not wasting that question, because I have already received a few answers and I have checked them well, right? But still the quality of answers, especially some students, like for example, Tanvi is writing good answers. Okay, some of the students of old batches, they are writing good answers, but none of the new students are able to catch up that limit. Okay, that limit. So this is why. Okay, I'm really sorry, Chandra, for that. I'm really sorry for that. So this is why I'm trying to give you more and more number of questions so that you start writing more and more, right? And those people who have submitted the answer without waiting for further, they should also write down the answer to this question as well, right? So what is this question all about? Look at this, that the implementation of AFSPA is a double-edged, okay, is a double-edged double-edged sword, double-edged sword, as it ensures the solution of militancy and also drags the innocents without any mercy. Discuss. 200 words. All right. So guys, you know what, in earlier days, like not so much earlier days, but just 4 or 5 years ago, there used to be some 200 words question as well in the UPSC, right? So read the question carefully. The implementation of the AFSPA is a double-edged sword as it ensures the solution to the militancy, but also drags the innocents without any mercy. Okay. So discuss this type of question, right? Write down the answer in 200 words and submit it to the doubts portal of Gradeup application, right? Gradeup application. Okay, everyone. So have you noted down this question? Have you written down this question? So I hope that you have written it down, and you will be writing down the answer as well. So don't feel any hesitation in sending the answers to me, or you can also send these answers, right, on the Telegram group. You can especially mention my name, Abhishek, right? Or you can also get me in the Telegram group itself, and you can send those answers directly to me also. Okay? Got it, everyone? So thank you so much. And guys, if you are preparing for the UPSC examination, or if you are willing to prepare, start your preparation. So don't feel any hesitation in taking the best possible platform for your preparation. Call on this number and get all the access to running and upcoming courses, structured study plan, expert faculty members, everything just under one subscription, that is Gradeup Super, right? Gradeup Super. Got it? All the best, everyone, and thank you so much. And don't forget to share this video. लाइक करना मत भूलिएगा। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो, इंफॉर्मेटिव लगी हो, तो आप हमें कमेंट करके बताइए। एंड मेक श्योर गाइस कि आप इसको लाइक बटन जरूर शेयर करें। जितने लोग देख रहे हैं सभी के लिए लाइक करना बिल्कुल कंपलसरी है, isn't it? एटलीस्ट आप हमें छोटे छोटे टारगेट से अगर पढ़ाना शुरू करें तो आप हमें 100 या 200 लाइक्स तक पहुंचाइए, then we will definitely bring some more surprises for you, and that is for sure. Okay, take care everyone. Bye bye, have a great day. Thank you so much, and thanks a lot everyone. Thanks a lot.